Have you ever thought of quitting during a difficult phase? What helped keep you going? What's the one thing you usually turn to that gets you back on your feet? Or do you just give up? In this short video, I'm going to tell you a quick story of the one thing that stopped me from giving up at a time when I thought I was a total loser. And if you stick with me to the end of this video, I'll give you 5 things you can do to keep going even when everything else seems to be going wrong. Hi, I'm Jim Mathers, entrepreneur, author, and international speaker. My mission is to inspire, educate, and motivate you to live the best life possible. Now picture this. I was 14 years old, and the carnival, this big event I looked forward to all year long, had finally come to town. I was excited. I had worked hard doing odd jobs around the house, mowing lawns, cleaning out the garage, whatever I could, and I managed to save up $5. At that time, it was a lot of money. And it was all the money I had. I went to the carnival with one mission in mind: win a big stuffed animal for my mom. I was determined to win. So I started playing all the 25-cent carnival games. You know the ones: ring toss, basketball shots, balloon darts, the games that look so easy, but never are. And after just a couple of hours, I lost all my money. I spent every single dollar, and I didn't win a single thing, not even a small prize. I was bummed out, frustrated, and honestly, I felt like a complete failure. As I was walking home defeated, I passed through one last booth. They were selling patches for 25 cents. And I dug and I found exactly 1 quarter in my pocket. I saw this patch that said, "Born to Lose." And I thought, that's exactly how I feel right now. So I bought that patch. When I got home, I showed my mom the patch and I said, "Mom, I lost all my money. Those games were a ripoff. I couldn't win anything." She looked at the patch, grabbed it out of my hand, threw it straight into the garbage can. And she looked me dead in the eye and she said, "You are not a loser. You were born for greatness. Don't you ever let me hear you say that about yourself again." I was in shock. What she said brought me back to the reality of it all. Because here's the crazy part. I was an A student at school. I was one of the best athletes. I excelled at anything I put my mind to. But in that moment, because of some stupid carnival games, I let one bad day make me believe I was born to lose. Right then and there, I made a decision. I decided I am a winner. I decided I was going to be great at whatever I chose to do, and that I would never let small losses or bumps in the road change my mind. When I got into high school, I wasn't the most skilled athlete, but I was definitely the most motivated one. By the time I graduated, I was a varsity athlete, an all-league linebacker, student council president, and I graduated with honors. But here's where it gets really interesting. When I was 17, I set a goal to get accepted into the US Naval Academy at Annapolis, Maryland, and become a nuclear engineer. The odds were heavily stacked against me. 20,000 students apply to Annapolis every year, and only 1,000 get selected. But thanks to my mom's mindset adjustment that day when I was 14, I maintained my confidence in myself, and I applied, and I was accepted to Annapolis. And I graduated as a nuclear engineer with honors. All because my mom wouldn't let me call myself a loser. But maybe you don't have someone like my mom in your corner right now. You may be facing your own difficult phase, and you're thinking about quitting. So let me be that voice for you. Have you ever felt like quitting? Like you're stuck in a storm and can't see your way out? Honestly, we've all been there. But before you quit on yourself, let me share 5 simple things you can do when life gets hard. Little habits that can keep you moving forward, even on your worst days. 1, shrink the battle. Don't try to conquer the whole mountain in one day. Just take one step. When everything feels overwhelming, stop looking at the whole picture. Zoom in. Focus on this hour, this task, this moment. Just get through the next 5 minutes. That's how progress is made, one tiny win at a time. 2, say it out loud. I'm struggling, but I'm not quitting. Say it out loud, literally, to yourself, in the mirror, in the car. When you speak strength into the moment, you will start to feel it. Your words are a signal to your mind. We're still in the game. 3, write a letter to your future self. Remind yourself who you are becoming. When you feel like giving up, write. Write a letter to the future you, the version of you who didn't quit. Tell them how proud you are. Describe what your successful life looks like. Remind yourself what you're fighting for. And when you hit that wall again, read that letter. Let your future self pull you through the storm. Now here's a great example. Jim Carrey was a struggling actor. One day, he decided to write himself a check for $10 million. 10 years later, he was making movies where he earned $10 million or more for each movie. It works. 4, move your body. Motion shifts emotion. You don't need a workout, just a walk. Stretch, breathe, shake it out. Your mind follows your body's lead. Get the blood flowing and your hope will follow. 5, reconnect with your why. Why did you start? Was it for freedom? For your family? The life you pictured at 2 a.m. when the world was asleep? That reason, it still matters. Pull it out. Look at it. Feel it again. It's the fuel that will get you through the darkest days. Listen, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going even when it's messy, even when it's slow. So the next time you feel like quitting, try one of these steps because your future self is already cheering you on. And trust me, you are worth fighting for. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below. Tell me about a time when you almost quit but didn't. What kept you going? Tell me about your go-to move to stay motivated. I read every single comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. To make things even easier for you, I put together something special. Click the link in the description below to grab my free ebook, where I share the very first step I took on my journey to becoming a millionaire, a step that anyone can take, no matter where they're starting from. Inside, I also reveal the personal decision-making formula I used to break free financially and create a life of independence and freedom. Remember, you are not born to lose. You're born for greatness. Now, before you go, hit the subscribe button to avoid missing my next video. For more content like this and to learn about my Millionaires Club, visit my website at jimmathers.com. And remember, life is a journey. It's made to be lived and experienced to the fullest. And most of all, it was made to be fun. Let's make the most of it together. Now have a great day.